What's up, people? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for live on a different hour. Because there's not gonna be a late one today due to circumstances. But with me today is Davide. How are you doing? I know we just woke up, so
Yeah, an hour and a bit ago. I'm doing well
okay.
though. Yeah. How are you?
I'm uh, I'm okay. It's nothing
Right on.
nothing special today. Like also for you, wise. I mean, some might call it special, but nothing shocking in my opinion. I would say, but we will get into that briefly. If I'm glitching, am I glitching?
Uh, don't think so, but I don't see the stream coming through on YouTube either.
Yeah, I can see it on YouTube either. I can see it. It's okay. It's okay.
Is
It
it?
will
Okay.
resolve itself. It will resolve
All right.
itself. I can see
The
it on
internet.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
internet will figure itself out.
yeah. um, but let me see. Okay. We will talk about. I think the main story this morning is story. I think everybody knew it basically. Is Agnelli? He's backing Allegri. First of all, I will say I'm not shocked. Are you shocked or surprised in any way?
No, I think it's in line with how the management, the team as a whole, has kind of been handling things throughout the season.
Yeah.
He's always kind of backed them. They backed each other. They're always giving each other good vibes whenever they talk to the media, right?
Yeah, I agree, but I will basically explain the story for people who haven't watched. I didn't post the entire article or stuff, like the entire piece, but it's a lot of words to say basically the same thing. So the article is basically saying that unlike Pirlo, Allegri's job is not at risk at the moment. Not even if you don't finish in the top four, there's a pact between Allegri and Agnelli, which is very significant that it says between Agnelli and Allegri, not between Allegri and management, I thought. We will get into that. That Allegri basically is seeing improvement in terms of um, Justin texted me and he put me off. Or Julian. Oh yeah, that he sees improvement in terms of let me see, the Perrin just signed. That just happened.
Oh, is that
Oh yeah,
official
it's an
news now?
official. It's official.
Nice.
So
Coming in hot and live.
we were not live to discuss Perrin. So now I get Justin's um his comment. We're not live to discuss Perrin's comment, but we'll talk. Okay, we will talk about Perrin really quickly. He signed 2025. I said, okay, first of all, I think he's a good goalkeeper, but at the start of the season, when we were live, I said when everybody was screaming, get Chesney out of goal, bring Perrin in, I'm like, Chesney's a better goalkeeper, so don't do it. But if he wants to stay the backup for kind of cheap, I'll take it. 2025, we don't need to kind of worry about that. Next thing we need to worry is the future number one goalkeeper. So yeah, that's my thing on Perrin. You go now. What do you think? 25.
That's reasonable, yeah. Is there a price tag on that yet?
Terms of what he's earning.
Yeah, like his yearly salary.
Oh, I have no idea. It was rumored to be around 2.5 plus bonuses.
Okay, yeah, and that seems to be what they're going for. Is about 2.5, and you're talking about sort of these
Yeah.
fringe players now. I mean, I don't know if you want to call Quadrado a fringe player, but you know what I'm saying. Where
Yeah,
these
yeah, I
guys
don't
that
know.
they're trying to reduce contracts. It seems 2.5 is that sweet spot for him. And for a backup goalkeeper of that quality, and I think he's a quality backup keeper. So, no, I'm happy with that. And yeah, Szczęsny, he's good, but how long do we keep him? That is the yeah,
That
just Donnarumma. Yeah, I think that's really the underlying question here is when do we go for that? Because if we're gonna go for guys like Zaniolo and dare I say Berardi, let's bring that up again just to just to get
pissed
some
me off.
yeah. But if we're gonna look at those players, and like I'm on board. I think Justin's on board with getting the Italian players on.
Yeah, we know that.
Donnarumma has to be one of those players if you're looking at these other guys.
You know what it is with Donnarumma? On a free, I would have taken, but I'm not gonna
Oh yeah,
spend
for
70
sure.
mil, 70 mil on a goalkeeper. Never. I'm never gonna do that. A club should, like our club, in my opinion, Should never do that. We did that in the past with Buffon. Not 70, but it was up there at the time. But he was unique. He was special. Like, you can see it. It was different. Donnarumma's very good, but he's not Buffon. If people were trying to assume, like, say that. And I know Chelsea spent, I think, 70 mil on Kepa. I think it was 70 or something like that. He's the most expensive goalkeeper ever, and he's average. So
yeah, I wouldn't have never spent 70 mil on that, but
yeah. So if you have money, you can spend. You can spend, but we don't have that kind of money to spend on a goalkeeper, so forget about that. But yeah, Perin, 25, it's fine. Backup, you don't need to worry about that. The next thing to worry about in that department is get the number one goalkeeper for the future, because Chesney's not going to be around forever, and Perin is not going to be the number one. So that's the next, I don't want to say step. So you have a good 3 years to sort that out. At least 3 years. But let's see.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's okay, because I was not scared. Yeah, maybe scared, a bit, like worried that Perin was like, I don't want to be the backup, I'm gone. So it's good that we don't need to worry about that. You need a second goal. You need a backup goalkeeper, because if your goalkeeper goes down, which can happen, you cannot plug in holes like playing Danilo all over the pitch. You cannot do that with a goalkeeper. Like, you need, if one is down for a significant amount of time, you only have one option. That's your second goalkeeper. You don't have. Yeah, you cannot play a striker and goalkeeper. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot plug in holes in the goalkeeper position.
No, and if your backup keeper has a very good base level of skill, and I've seen this, like, pick a sport. Your main guy goes out, this backup keeper comes in, and he can save the season. So, yeah, having a guy like Perin as a backup, I mean, they're not to say he's the only option. I know we've looked at guys like Ospina, for instance, and they would have been excellent backup options as well.
Yeah.
But just from the financial aspect, keeping guys within the club, having that retention of players, I think is more important than moving guys on.
I agree. Like, if you give me Ospina or Sirigu or like Consigli, I will take Perin any day of the week. He's younger. I think he's better. He's fitter. He's healthier. I don't want to be like that, but he is Italian, and he is at the club for a while, and apparently he's very loved within the locker room. So I would say that's okay, because probably Chiellini is going to leave. So you need some kind of guy. You need some guidance in that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Perin. It's not a Perin life for people who have joined at the beginning. It just happened. It was not planned. Because yesterday, or even this morning, I saw, I don't know who it was saying, oh, they still need to meet or something. It's not really done, and then boom, it's done. So it was done. It was done already. Let me see. Sikatura is at school, and he's watching our live. Thanks, but don't get caught, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on to the main topic, and that was Agnelli. So I was telling my story. I was explaining the report. So Agnelli is backing Allegri, saying that he sees improvement in terms of mentality, on the pitch, being solid, off the pitch, all those things. So he's backing Allegri. On and off the field, he was going to say. So on the field, result-wise, off the field, transfer-wise in the summer. But, okay, I will ask you this first. Because also the report title was kind of clickbaity. It was like traveling at something like that, traveling at the same pace as Pirlo. I was like, it's not the case. Pirlo had more points, but even if there was the case, I'm like, that's not something to brag about. I don't know, like, it's not something to be excited about. But hey, that was the title. So, what is your opinion on? I will ask you, because it's a debate. Pirlo, Allegri, not the same points. Allegri's doing slightly worse at the moment. I think he will end up doing worse, because he needs to win out to, I think, match it. So what's your opinion on that debate, basically?
I don't know if it's so much a debate as it is trying to quell maybe the Allegri out fanboys out there. Or it's really we've been discussing this ever since it's been a thing. You know, I don't know. I hate to hate on Allegri as much as we do for the entertainment factor. I think they're right. I think there has been incremental improvements. So they're not incorrect in saying that. There has been an improvement. Has it been the improvement we want to see? Absolutely not. Not from a fan, from a viewer aspect. But again, there's always behind the scenes stuff. Maybe there's stuff in the locker room. And yeah, we got to keep the guy around. We've talked about this. We can't just keep on cycling coaches out. We need 3 years solid. And the management, whoever it is, if it's coming from Agnelli, you'd hope to hear it from Carabini, Bene. You'd want everyone to be on board. So hopefully everyone is. You want to see that support. Even if it's a complete dumpster fire, they need to act as one team from management down to like Israel, for instance, like the backup goalkeeper. Like everyone's got to be on board. So that's what I want to see. Whether it's a dumpster fire or not, they got to stick together. So yeah, you got to have that. I'm happy to see it. Allegri is in. Pirlo is in the past. Move on.
Yeah, I like it's starting to be the Cancelo Danilo thing all over again in terms of social media. Yesterday it was a dumpster fire again on social media. While he was not playing well, to be honest, but that's another discussion. The like you said, like expectations are not really being met, and they're now leaking out. But these were the expectations: scraping top 4, winning a trophy. I'm like, you're lying. Reaching the I don't want to say like that stage of the Champions League. I mean, maybe that was the goal, but if you then face Villarreal, I'm sorry. Like, you need to adjust your goals along the way. That's how a club should act. Well, every company should act. Like, if you set up, we want to have that revenue this year, and you can see 5 months in advance, you're almost there. You're not going to say, okay, we're going to slow down. We're almost there. Forget about even beating that. No company is doing that. So a club should do the same thing. You get Villarreal. They beat Bayern Munich. They shouldn't have beaten us. I'm sorry. I keep saying it. But I like Emery, and all the respect that they've done, because it's insane. But it's a failure.
Like, it's great.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, but it's a failure
on our part.
It's a failure on our part. I watched the first half up to the 75 minutes until you have a mental breakdown and the entire squad had a mental breakdown. So like I will never accept that, even if the club puts that out there in terms of it's okay those were our goals. Fine, I'm not gonna accept it as a fan, but that's a different subject. I'm saying back Allegri because, like you said, I don't want to sack another coach. Another one?
And then who? That's the other thing. Who do you get?
Yeah, that's also a question. I asked someone on Twitter, who's a good guy. I asked him, and he said, okay, he loves Pirlo, so he put Pirlo in that list, which is fine. Like, it was okay. Then he said Nagelsmann, if he doesn't figure it out with Bayern. And he said, I'm sorry, I completely forgot, another young coach. De Zerbi. I'm not a fan of De Zerbi. I'll put that out there. But the club is never going to do that. It is like they tried it with Pirlo. They're not going to go back to that. They gave Pirlo, Allegri, a contract, a long-term contract. The club usually does not do for a coach. A big contract, money-wise, they usually do not do for a coach for a reason. And the reason is they're going to ride it out no matter what. It's what it is. Agnelli made that decision, and he will ride it out. He's not going to turn around and say, I was wrong with Pirlo, I was wrong again with bringing Allegri back. He's not going to do that. I think he prefers to just tuck even more money towards it. in terms of, like, not hoping, but, like, believing it will come good. He will turn it around. In terms of Allegri will turn it around. Because have I seen improvement? Okay, I will say this. Was it more enjoyable last season? Maybe for a part. But I'm not going to forget the last 3 months. That was horrible. It was horrible.
It was a roller coaster last season. It was all over the place.
Yeah. It was
and
bad.
You could say it was exciting because it was a roller coaster. Doesn't mean it was a good type of excitement.
It wasn't. It was bad.
Like getting shot at's exciting, but nobody wants to get shot at.
Like in moments it looked fine, but in other moments it looked, oh my, what is happening over here? We're all over the place. Now it looks like how do you want to say, it's boring now. Like I think that's a fact. Everybody can agree on that. If you like Allegri or not, it's boring. Also because you're not winning. If you were if you were top of the league, you will maybe accept it even more. Like even if you don't like Allegri, you're winning. So it's like, okay, I'll take it.
That was his last season. It was ugly, but he won stuff.
Yeah, but I think that
And
the problem that season was what happened with the Ajax thing. Like
yeah, and then that
we had
that
no
was
chance.
our standard was so much higher that losing to Ajax was cutting Allegri out. Whereas now would be happy to have those results, which was the Copa, the Scudetto, and what was it round of 16, or was
Yeah,
it the yeah? So I mean, and that's how much better is that than what we're getting now, just from a
yeah, but
result standpoint.
yeah, I get that. I know what you're saying in that regard. I understand, but it's for me. It's like, do we see improvement in terms of we're more stable? I would say yes. I would
Yeah,
say
there's
yes, but I don't know what that means moving forward. I think the biggest issue is, okay, quality wise, this team needs to improve. I think we all agree on that.
yeah.
But I still believe this squad is better than Napoli squad, than Milan
Oh yeah,
squad. So that's my issue. Like you're a bit too far. Like 6 points of Milan is not far, but it feels very far. If you understand what I mean, like it feels 12,
it
50
feels
points to me.
unattainable. Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
so late in the season, you won't actually catch up. The chances of
that's my
overtaking that are
point.
slim.
And if you
Yeah.
don't beat the top four, like we have not beaten any top team. If you want to include
No,
Roma, then okay, you beat Roma twice.
sorta. Yeah, I sorta consider them. They're
Okay,
like
because
the best of the worst.
they're on the top four race. They're five
Yeah.
points. You need to include them. You beat them. Okay, but the other teams, nothing.
No.
Actually, nothing. And besides the Inter game at home, you didn't deserve to win any of those games. Let's be honest. Uh,
And we've trashed other, at least Juventus fans as a whole, we've trashed other teams by doing the same thing. I want to say, was it Milan last year that just couldn't beat any top teams, but still
I'm
finished
not
top four?
sure. I'm not sure if it was me. Was it?
It
I'm
was
not
it was
really
one, I
sure.
can't remember for sure, but in the past this has happened. Teams have made it into the top four by not actually beating any of the top four, and us as Juventus fans have trashed them. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, but that's a worrying part for me. No, like you can say it's quality, but like Milan won those games with Calabria playing in midfield and stuff like that, like weird things. Like look at Milan's squad.
Yeah.
I keep saying it. Pioli is doing an amazing job. I think if we're all being honest, like
Yeah.
um, he is. He is. No, I just see news coming in, but it's nothing important. Justin will we'll talk about it in the daily later on. But I don't know. Like in some points, I agree. There's been improvement, if you want to call it an improvement, because on the field you don't actually see it. If you know what I mean. Like it's
It
just
doesn't
based on
pass the eye
feelings.
test.
Yeah, it's based on feelings basically. Like we look solid, but what does that mean if you're point wise doing worse than last season? I don't know what that means.
But the whole
And
league's doing worse too, so
I agree with that, 100%.
that doesn't give us a good excuse, but it does explain some of the bigger picture, I suppose.
I agree. I agree with that. But yeah, so he's staying. Not that I was shocked by the news. I think we all knew it, you know. But like some people were maybe still hoping, which is fine if you don't like someone. Like I don't like Bernardeschi. I hope he leaves. Like I'm not gonna shy away from it. Like not only Bernardeschi, like Ramsey, all those players. I don't like him. I hope they leave. So I'm not gonna shy away from it. Or when they have a good game, I will say you have done well. But I'm not gonna turn around and say, okay, now you can say based on one game. Like if we do that, we lose control of what we actually want to do as a club, in my opinion. But he's gonna stay. Now the main question is, okay, he's gonna stay. How are you gonna back him? And with back him, I mean, are you finally, for the first time in maybe forever, gonna ask the coach, what do you want slash need? Who do you want slash what do you need?
Has
And
that not
not
already happened though?
maybe.
Like Vlahovic, for instance.
Yeah, but
That's an Allegri striker.
yeah, it is. But I think that was very obvious. Even if like we need the
But
striker.
so it's like, as SMS is obvious. Are they going to throw 70 million down?
That's my
Because
point.
that's what they would do, right?
That's my
what
point.
we're
Yeah,
looking for.
like
Yeah.
I think it's obvious we need that player, and I think it's obvious he will fit Allegri. What he does, I think it's no secret that he is his main target in terms of he wants him for years. That's what he wants, and you now need to back him. I keep saying it. When he was with us, before he got sacked, Marotta was just chucking players at him, and he was making it work. Like squad wise, maybe we didn't need it. He wanted a trequartista. He wanted Isco. It wasn't possible. He even went that desperate and say, okay, give me Saponara. I'll take him. And the club said, no. And that's my issue. Like, at some point, you need to give your manager what he wants. Otherwise, you cannot actually evaluate what he actually wants to do. You cannot say, oh, but that doesn't look wow. He can say, but okay, I didn't ask for, I don't know, whatever, who comes in. I didn't ask to have McKennie in my squad or Arthur. Like, let's say that you give Allegri Arthur. Let's say it happened this summer, and he doesn't play. You cannot put that on the manager. If the manager didn't ask for that player or that type of player, then don't bring that in. That's my issue, and I think that needs to change now. Again, I'm not saying he wants Witzel, get Witzel. And not that, but like if he wants a type of player, you need to back him. And Hanim brings up a good point. Or like fits into what we're talking. And she's asking, what do you think about the 3 years project with Allegri? I don't know what the project is. That's why I think this summer we're gonna see what the project is. What is the project now? Do you have an idea?
It's going to be to win. I think that's the main objective,
Yeah.
anyways. Get the Scudetto back, and hopefully throw the Copa, get the domestic double. I think like Juventus should somewhat consistently, like they have in the previous 10 years or so, be getting domestic doubles, most of the time, let's say. At least like every 2-3 years, get that Copa thrown in there. That's where we need to be again. And we're not going to be there again until we do spend the money. And spend the money correctly. So not Paratici's way. They don't have a Benny way.
That was a mess. The last 2 years, were a mess. And we can see it because the mess is still in the squad. That's the issue we have now.
We have to, not hate on Allegri for the mistakes of the past.
I agree to a certain... Yeah,
for management's
I agree.
mistakes of the past.
Yeah,
not
100% sure. Like, he didn't ask for... let me see if Giovanni put something out. Albanese, because I see it in the chat. I need to see. I would read it out because I have no idea where he said that. So Ryan Saliba is saying, but that's obvious, I think. Lazio have put Savic on the market. Lotito wants between 65-70. Juve will not summon a bid for the player yet. They will do so only when they know the situation with Pogba. The situation with Pogba is very clear. So I don't think they'll need to wait. The situation is clear. He's a free agent. Like, the Pogba thing, like, the club is best friends with Raiola. They know what the situation is. They know it. Like, they know...
Is it waiting for July 1st?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. He's a free agent. He can talk. And they met with Raiola 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He was in Torino to discuss other things, which is fine because they work closely together. They know what the situation is. They know he's a free agent. They know maybe he's waiting on PSG. They know that's the money we want. So they know, maybe the situation is he wants actually PSG and he's waiting. Will they make an offer? But I think at that point, Juve with Arrivabene is different. And they will say, screw it. Do you want to join us? Yes, we have the money. Join us. You don't, we move on. So I don't know. They met with Savic's agent. I think that's well known. Everybody knows that. They met several times over the years because, like I said, he's Allegri's main target. And we need a big time midfielder. Like, do I like Zakaria? Yeah, I actually do. But I said that before.
He's not big time.
He's not big time, but for 5 million, fantastic to have him in the squad.
Oh, it's a great deal. Yeah,
it's a great deal. Do I like McKennie? He has improved big time, and missing him the last 2 months is a big miss because he improved big time, and he was Allegri's go-to guy in midfield. It was what it is. So do I like him? Yes. Do I like Rabiot? No. Arthur? No. Ramsey? No. Locatelli? Yes. So I named one, Locatelli, who I actually really like, but the other two is like in a winning squad in terms of we're gonna dominate again. Those two are squad players in terms of maybe one of them will start because we're never going back to the days of Pogba, Vidal, Pirlo, Marquinhos, because that was insane. Like everything clicked. Pirlo was free, Marquinhos was at the club, Vidal was kind of cheap, Pogba was free. That's not gonna happen anymore. It isn't. That's impossible in my opinion. It was one of those things that happened, and we enjoyed it for a while, and we won stuff. Maybe not what we would have hoped to won at the end, but it is what it is. You came across Barcelona, who that front three was probably the best I've seen ever, and I think a lot of people have seen ever. Maybe that was insane. So it is what it is. But we need a big time midfielder. So I'll ask you, because Savic, Pogba, those are the two names that are being mentioned. So that means Locatelli will play that Regista role, probably.
And unless he doesn't want to play that at all, he plays higher up. Plays with double pivot with Zaniolo, Big Z up top, you know.
Big Z, oh my god. But then he needs to change the formation if he doesn't want to play Locatelli in that position. Or
yeah, I can see that, because Locatelli plays good as a Mezzala. He doesn't have to be Regista. He probably even plays better as a Mezzala. So if you put him up there with Pogba or Savic, and you got Big Z up top, because that's probably what's gonna happen. Whether you like it or not, don't cringe. It's gonna happen.
I'm so hoping the club says, "Nah, man, we're gonna pay the money for Anthony, or something like that. We're not gonna overpay for Zaniolo." I'm still hoping
it's
for that.
Still up in the air. I just really see it.
Oh yeah,
and Unholy Fun is calling me out on Keane again.
Yeah, you had a howler. You had a stinker over there.
Yeah.
He's never gonna let it go. Somebody said to me today, I unsubscribed. You talk shit. I'm like, okay. So, welcome to the YouTube world.
Yeah.
Soon you will get a DM of people calling you out.
That's fine.
I don't know them, so I don't care. But yeah, I will ask you this again. I will ask you now. If you had a choice, one midfielder, you can choose a position. You can say, I will choose that player and I will switch up the formation because of who would it be? And if it's Savic and Pogba, tell me in advance, and I will then I will then I will change my question because it's obvious. Pogba, Savic, those are the obvious names.
So we're supposed to assume that one of those guys will be.
Okay, let's say you have one of those guys. Let's say those are off limits. We're not gonna get him.
Okay, so outside of those two, who do we get?
Who do you want? Harder. Who do you want?
I mean, Gravenberch, if that's possible.
He's gone.
Chouameni, if that's possible. Now we're getting into Dream Zone. I don't know what other midfield would there be out there that. I mean, like Pedri. If obviously not going to happen. Anybody from Barcelona is not going to happen. I don't think.
No.
I mean, everything's a wish list after those two, and those two. I mean, it's stupid to think about anybody else if one of those guys is an option.
You said it's a wish list. I consider Savic and Pogba on the wish list already.
But they're realistic, though. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like we could actually get those. Why look at the super ridiculous wish list that we're never actually going to get when our wish list includes two players? And man, it's even within the possibility to get both of them if we wanted to make that happen.
Yeah, that. You know what?
So why look at anyone else? That's basically what I'm saying. Why look at anyone else when those two are on the top of the list?
I think Julian asked me that. I think in the podcast when we were comparing those two, and I said, no, like one is enough. Like one is already a dream for me. And I'd rather have Savic because everybody knows who I am. I don't like to bring in ex-players, even managers. I said it, but it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of it. People leave. okay, for a reason, you need to move on. People say, ah, Lippi. So I said, okay, managers, let's see. But players, I'm not a big fan of bringing players who left back, like Bonucci. Let's be honest. Did he play extremely awful since he came back? No, but it was never the same. Like performance wise and feeling wise with the club, it's never been the same. For a reason, he went to Milan. He celebrated in the stadium in front of us. So I would say a good 40% of the fans will never forget that. Like ever.
I'm gonna throw Bonucci a bone. This past season, I think with the Euros and whatnot, I think he's picked it up, especially with Chiellini being out. He's been kind of forced into that leadership role on the back a lot more, and I got to give him some credit. He's had a good season overall.
Yeah, but the last few months he's been injured a lot. He's
Yes,
actually
yeah.
it's basically this season. I'm gonna give even more credits to my boy De Ligt, because he's fit. Like knock on wood, he's fit, and he's leading that back, and that's why people, when they say he shouldn't be the captain, I'm like, if he commits to the club, I think he should. You need to you need to wipe the how do you want to call it? You need to wipe the desk. I don't know, and start over again. Like just clean slate. Chiellini leaves. I think when Chiellini leaves, you need to start all over again. In terms of you start
The back
again.
line.
In terms of choose a new leader, but he needs to commit.
Oh, leadership, yeah.
Yeah, leader. Like you need to have a new leader. Like Quadrado 1 year. Like it doesn't make sense to, okay, Chiellini's gone. Okay, Bonucci, you can go 1 year. You're gone again. Quadrado, you 1 year. That's not the way to go. You need to have stability.
Quadrado, I'm not
No,
huge
he's not
on
a leader.
Quadrado's leadership. Yeah,
He isn't. He's just
and
a very fun guy.
so I'm big on leadership as a whole. Like it's something I like to read about, and it's an everyday life type of thing. I'm not talking about like self-help book kind of leadership. I'm talking about like practical, everyday, just getting things done. And honestly, you don't need an armband. You don't need
No.
any sort of symbol or rank or what have you. But that being said, when you have something like an armband, when there's an outward symbol showing, hey, I'm the guy that's going to get up in your face if you mess with us. There's a psychological switch there.
It is.
And it comes with maturity. It comes with experience. And De Ligt, I think, definitely has it. He may not be at his peak yet, but I think playing with Chiellini, playing with Bonucci, and then having those guys out with injury or for whatever reason, he now is kind of not forced into that position because it happened, I guess, organically. Yeah. It wasn't like, okay, you're in charge now, but he's had that opportunity. He's primed. He's ready. Next season, I don't care how young he is or inexperienced or whatnot. If he's got it, he's got it. Let him roll with it. And if you let him roll with it, that's only going to empower him more, and he's only going to get better and become a better leader, a better player, just better overall. Let him have it. Let's roll.
Yeah, I agree, but he needs to commit. Like, you cannot say he's gone next summer. Like, then it becomes, like, my first thing I said, pointless, you know? It's like,
but
he away.
Will. That's going to get him to commit when you give him that responsibility. Okay. If you treat him like a child and say, oh, no, you can't have the reins, it's going to be like, screw you guys. But if it's like, you're the man, you're in charge of this team, roll with it, let's see what you got, there's commitment.
Okay, people will be skeptical because of his agent. I think you know that. That's the main reason why people are skeptical. I think he's going to stay for a while still. And with a while, I'm not saying 10 years. I'm saying 2-3 years. But let's see, I can be completely wrong. He can leave this summer already, maybe. I don't know. But I don't believe that to be the case. But looking at that team, when Chiellini leaves, and people say, oh, Bonucci. Yeah, but like he's not going to play a lot. We've seen it now. I think we have the blueprint of the coming seasons until the end of his contract. He will be in and out that lineup, you know. So you need to start over again. And I think he's the main guy, in my opinion, to start over again in terms of who's going to lead this team moving forward. Hanina's saying, what about Danilo? He's a good leader, I think. But in an ideal world, Danilo will play less and less and less. But De Ligt is the bona fide starter. The captain needs to be on the field always. Like Buffon, always on the field. He's the captain. Chiellini, before he become injury prone, he's the captain, always on the field. A captain shouldn't be in and out the lineup in terms of, oh, this game, I'm going to play De Chilio. and your captain is on the bench. Like, I don't really like that.
You can't have that. And Danilo's more like a middle level leader, which is, and that's not to put him down. He's not the in your face guy, the one that's gonna get up in the ref's face or get up in, you know, whatever opposing team player's face. You know that. Tonali, that's the name I'm looking for. Like, who's gonna put Tonali in his place when Tonali gets all like privileged, you know, snotty little kid on you, right? So that's more what I'm looking for, and I think De Ligt's definitely the right guy. Danilo, he's gonna be a bit quieter. He's gonna kind of organize the troops and get things moving and sort people out. But I can't see him just like getting up in people's face about stuff.
I kind of agree with you. Also, guys, like the video if you haven't, so that will help us out a lot on the channel. And if you haven't, you can scan the Sportening QR code to do that. Let me see. Dash is saying, my thoughts is, if they gave Dybala the armband, why not De Ligt? He's proved it with Ajax. Dybala got it because based on appearances and stuff like that rule. But Dybala's not a leader. Nor is Alexander who got it.
And I want to say, too, just because of his stature at the club, they're like, hey, here's the armband. Roll with it. Let's see what you have. And he has proven to us that he isn't really that leadership quality.
Dybala.
And again, I'm just going to say you give it to De Ligt, and he's going to be like, yeah, man, I got this.
You mean Dybala? About
yes,
he got it. Yeah. Dybala's like Buffon. Buffon was kind of, people will call it disrespectful, but he said it like in training. You can see it mentally. Sometimes he's, you can be that. You can. Like you.
And Buffon
even if
came out again today.
Excuse me.
Buffon came out again today to talk about.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, but like, if you cannot. Okay, so the club can have a bad moment. You can have a bad moment. But when you show up the club, you need to act like everything is normal, you're in control, and you need to fire up the guys. That's where you need to be as a captain, in my opinion. I'll keep bringing it up. Maguire, Manu. I think he's one of the worst captains I've seen in a very long time.
Anything for Manu is the worst.
He is out there, but I'm like, he has an armband, but I'm like, I think you stole it before kickoff. Like, no way the coach gave you the armband. No way the squad approves. And okay, I will say this quickly, and I will ask your opinion about it. I tweeted it out, I think last week before when I was away, because there was reports that the Lake will get the armband. I still don't believe it, by the way, that he will get it, but that's a report. And I tweeted out saying, I believe the players need to decide who's gonna be the captain. I actually believe that.
I like that. Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, they do anyways. Again, that's what I mean by the fact that you don't need a symbol to say that you're captain.
That's it.
But again, if you have that symbol, that outward, like, yeah, bro, this is me, I'm in charge, it just empowers him even more. So yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate that. Give him the armband. Also,
you need the armband. Like on the field, you're the only one to basically can speak to the ref. Like nobody else can speak to the ref. And if you have an awful ref, he will give you yellow cards for disrespect. Like only the captain. And some refs, they call the captains. Like they send everybody away. They call the captains and they say sort it out between each other. Don't let them talk to me about. And the captain can say certain things to the ref without receiving a yellow card, because that's the whole point of being the captain on the pitch. And that's when I see Sandro with that armband, like usually I don't care. You know why I'm like numbers on the shirt, like I don't really care. But now, because we're not really stable and we need to start all over again, especially with the older guys leaving, the experienced guys, the old guard, you need to start over again and you need to pick one. You need to pick someone who's kind of young, you know, who you can trust, who you know he can lead. And someone quote tweeted me saying, but he's young and he was that serious. I'm like, but he was captain of Ajax. He captained him to a Europa League final, to big things. When he was a kid, he's not a kid. He's young.
He was like 17, 18, something like that.
Yeah, he's still very young. But he's young in years, but not in mind. Like he's a leader.
No, the maturity level.
He's mature. He's really mature. Like if you look at him, you won't say he's 20 something. when he speaks.
No, he looks like a grizzled veteran. Like other than his maybe soft, smooth skin, that beautiful Dutch blonde hair, blue eyes. But outside of that, yeah, he looks like a grizzled veteran. The way he plays, the way he holds himself, presents himself.
Justin saying, does the league have it in him to argue with an official? 100% sure. And I don't have the clips.
Dutch characteristic.
Yeah, when you watch him at Ajax, there was, I don't know which game it was. I think it was against Zwolle or something. He almost hit the ref. Like, he was fuming. He was going ballistic. He has, like, I've seen him call out Chiellini a few games ago because he put Chesney in trouble. And he called him out. He said, like, you cannot do it. Like, why?
And that's a perfect sign of being able. And he mentioned that, not in the previous years, not being able to like stand up to the veterans.
That's it.
And now he's doing it. He's learned. He's learning things.
And
that's
also,
important.
On the field, like Chiellini was like, he was applauding him. He was like, "You're right. That was my mistake." Like, maybe if that was Bonucci would be like, "Shut the hell up. You need to shut up," you know. But Chiellini was like, I think Chiellini understands the situation. He's like, "You're right. I messed up. Yeah. You know, you're right to call me out. That's what you need to do." I think he knows. I think everybody in the club knows from top to bottom. That should be the natural transition. If De Ligt is gonna commit his long-term future at the club, that should be the natural transition. And I saw someone say, a journalist, "Oh, it's Juve, like Buffon, Chiellini, those guys. They need to be Italian." I'm like, stop it. Like, stop it. Like, it's a, like it's not an all. If it was an all Italian league, yeah, then obvious. It's not. Like, that's one of the worst things you can say, basically, in my opinion. Why should it be an Italian? I think that's very, like, very sketchy in my opinion.
Yes, you know.
I didn't want to use the word, so I'm not gonna call out the journalist. It sounds very weird. It sounds like he's not good enough because he's not Italian. So you want De Sciglio to be the captain? I don't know. Locatelli, he doesn't strike me as a leader. Chiesa, Chiesa strike me as a guy like, I'm coming here on that pitch, I'm gonna leave it all on it, and I'm gonna go home and chill. But on game time, I'm ready. Next Sunday, I'm ready again. During the week, I will chill. That's a vibe I get from Chiesa. That's not the vibe I get from De Ligt.
Chiesa's not at that mental maturity either. He's still a bit hot-headed, which is also why we love him, because he just puts heads down, charges at the defense. But that's also why he would make a bad leadership, because he's brash.
Yeah.
He needs some age behind him.
Let me see. Oh my god. I saw, guys, if I didn't read out the comments, I'm sorry, because the conversation was going smoothly. But if you have any questions and I missed them and they were a good question, just put them in again. I will read them out now. But yeah, so that's that, because it's a big issue, or like it's a big question mark. Chiellini leaving, who's gonna take his spot in general in terms of actually on the pitch and also off the pitch with the captaincy thing hanging around at the moment. No, you go.
Sorry, that point you made too of when he called out Chiellini, and Chiellini was cool with it, kind of, was like, yeah, that you should be doing this. That's just another good point to just reiterate more that this guy is ready for it, and that Chiellini has been grooming him for this. When you see a veteran like Chiellini get yelled at by his protege, I think we're good to go. I think we're on the right track. So I'm just going to hammer this. Just like I was hammering the other day that Keane should get a chance and play at left wing, I'm going to hammer that De Ligt should get an armband next season. But I'll be right this time.
So you just replaced Julian with the jinx. Nice.
Yeah.
He jinxes everyone. If you ask him an opinion on a player and he says, shit, bet your house on it, he will do very well moving forward. On Hollyfon is saying, if you can keep only one of Danilo Quadrado, who keep minimum for 2 seasons, and note he's a Quadrado hater.
Yeah, that's true.
Or she. But I'm gonna say, maybe that sounds controversial, I will keep Danilo, Because the way Allegri is going to play, rumored formation-wise, I need more from my wingers than what Cuadrado's doing now. Okay, maybe Cuadrado's numbers look good at the end of the year, like respectable. But the eye test, the season, he took a step back. And I expect him to take more steps back moving forward. Because he's getting older, he cannot do the same things. So that's why I'm saying Cuadrado. Because I need a winger who will match the numbers with the eye test in terms of being a threat for 90 minutes, not 10 seconds with an assist. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But you go.
I like Cuadrado better as a right back. And I think a lot of what his downfall has been is being forced on the wings a lot more. And I know he's a natural winger, not a fullback. But for me, he's just done so much better as a fullback the past couple seasons. And as he's getting slower, and seeing as we don't play with a really attacking fullback mindset, I don't see why he can't stick around in the right. Like, if it was up to me, you have Danilo, Cuadrado, those are our right backs. And that would kind of hold us over for the next couple of years, because we know we need to get more youth in there. I know we have DeShilio, whatever, but he'll probably move on the left with Pellegrini the way things are looking. I don't know. If I had to choose, I still like Cuadrado overall. But it's a hard question, and I'm going to stick with Cuadrado because I know Unholy Fawn is trying to bait me out. So we're going with Quad.
You're going to get that's in your mailbox after this. But yeah, okay, that's fair. Someone is asking, how could Juve let Cancelo go? Here we go again.
Yeah, money. It was a money thing.
It was a money thing, but it also was kind of scammy because we have stinking rich owners. So yeah, whatever. It happened. Yeah. We can talk about it every day of the week if you want. I
mean, might as well just talk about Cancelo with Pirlo, and that would be the channel.
yeah, the combo Cancelo Pirlo. How would it look?
Yeah.
But yeah, let me see. Dash is saying, I was thinking we start moving, transitioning on from Cuadrado. Danilo Cuadrado is a good 2-year stopgap. Yeah, we need to move on at some point. But it's not going to happen this season. Like, if our squad was flawless and we just had the issues at left foot, like right back, left back, then yeah, this season you go all out and you didn't even renew Cuadrado. You say goodbye. DeShilio, goodbye. We have so many issues. I don't think that's possible. I actually don't believe. You need to replace Dybala. Morata, Keane, we don't know what's going to happen. Arthur, Rabiot, Ramsey, we don't know. Bernardeschi's going to leave. Yeah, Chiellini maybe. Like, you have so many issues. You need to make your decisions. And I'd rather have good wingers, a strong midfield, and a good defender in there with a good, decent left back than spend all your time and money in completely rejuvenating your left and right back position. So 4 or 3 players. Because it's already hard enough to find one decent left or right back.
That's why I kind of think we can fill the fullbacks with what we have. DeShilio, Pellegrini, Cuadrado, Danilo. That plugs the hole for a season, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Put the money in the midfield and another defender, and whether you get Big Z or Raspadori, one of those types of players. There's only so much money, so I think if money's short, I think you can almost ignore the fullback position for at least till next January.
Yeah, it depends. Like, Sandro needs to be replaced. Like he
needs he's not even part of this discussion.
Yeah, but the right back,
Pellegrini and those 4 guys that I mentioned, it's not great. I understand that, but I just think we have bigger issues, more important.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with you on that. I agree. Andrew Finnan asked that before, but I didn't read that out at the moment. So he said Locatelli has arguably been better when he was playing as a 6. His performances in the beginning of the season were better. We struggled with injury. I think he has struggled with injury and fatigue in recent years. Thoughts? I don't know. I think because he played that position so much. I think you have a larger sample size also. It was at the start, and everybody was looking at him as a savior of our season.
Yeah, they put a lot on him right when he came
Yeah,
in.
but he's not that guy. Like, he's not. You know what I mean? He's not Savage. He's not Pogba. He's not. Even Chiesa when he comes in. Like, he's not that type of player to change it completely. He will move in silence. He will make you much better, but he will not be that glamour player, which is fine. It's okay. We also need that in the squad. You do need that, and I like Locatelli. I like him a lot.
Yeah. And I think he'll mature a little later. I don't think he's a super early bloomer, say like Vlahovic, where he comes out just killing it. I can see Locatelli 27, 28 really coming into his own. Just maybe not being the most powerful, the most technical, but just being smart and mature and being able to make those plays.
Yeah, I agree. Sophia is asking, Arthur is injured. Who's going to play in midfield with Zakaria? I think you know who. It's gonna be Rabiot. Which, if it's a midfield too, it could look nice again. I saw a lot of people disrespecting Bologna. I don't think you need to disrespect them. They're not an easy team to play against. They aren't, especially away from home.
You don't need to disrespect. You shouldn't really disrespect anybody unless it's banter. You don't need to.
No. In terms of it's gonna be a walk in the park. It's not gonna be a walk in the park.
No. We know that is not this season. Never say that.
Like, we need to win that game. But that's for tomorrow. We will have a preview.
It's already coming. Man, this is a quick week. I'm excited now.
It's actually...
You guys get me excited.
Yeah, it's moving fast. It's on a different hour. It's 6:30 for me because of Easter.
Yeah.
So Sunday's no football, so that's kind of shitty. It's a weird hour.
I mean, you should be eating some. I don't know. What do you guys do for Easter over there? Turkey or something else?
On Saturday? On Sunday?
No, for Sunday. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Nothing traditional. If you mean that, it's just whatever. Everything.
Do you have to eat fish tomorrow night and do the whole thing?
Yeah, no meat tomorrow. No meat tomorrow, which is good. Edgar is asking, just tuned in, what's the transfer boost news? No, the transfer boost news was clickbait. You wanted the clickbait time? No, the transfer boost news was linked to the Agnelli Allegri article saying he was gonna back him on and off the pitch in terms of actually giving him what he needs player-wise. And the names were Savic, Pogba, Gravenberg, which you can throw away now because it's done. He's gone Bayern, Jorginho, all those, like the usual names. But I've said, and I think I'm going to be right, you can hear all these names now. Start of June, maybe July, you will wake up in the morning and it will say, I'm just going to say something. We're very close to Tchouaméni. And you're like, what? What happened? Like, it was Savic all the way along and now it's Tchouaméni. You know what's going to happen. Like, things are going to change. Maybe, let's say, Manu won Tchouaméni and somehow they say, no, we're going to pay the money for Declan Rice and Tchouaméni and Monaco are like, okay, what the hell now? And you were like, okay, we will swoop in. We will take that deal. Like, that's how it works. So, I think it's very early. But, I think Savic is a priority. And if it's not the name Savic, it's the position Savic. Or the profile Savic. Something like that.
Did you just throw Declan Rice in there just to get people going? Because
no,
I think he's the most overrated, like overpriced.
Oh yeah, he's not worth 100 million euros. I think he's a good player, but like 50 mil.
He's not worth that. Like, that's insane.
50 mil is already, in my opinion, pushing it. It's not special. Yeah, he's not special.
Yeah, for 50,
he's
I
good.
Can see it, especially for Premier League prices.
Yeah. Well, nobody's gonna pay 100 mil. Like, if I was him, I was like, I'm gonna sit out. If you're gonna price me out of a market, I'm not showing up again for training. Like, yeah. I think even he knows that's ridiculous. Like, no, I mean, it's like someone coming in for just name it, Rugani, and the club is like, yeah, but he played 3 good months, 35 million euros. We don't care that his contract ends. Like he's a good player, Declan Rice. I actually like him a lot. But 100 million euros, that's that was funny when I read that.
I know this is a bias, but any of those big English players that like the Prem heads just overinflate and don't ever shut up about. I just want nothing to do with those guys. And I know it, like the player has nothing to do with how Prem heads react, but there's something in me that is like,
Okay.
no, I don't want any English players. Get them out of my team. Let's move on.
Because you brought that up, and we were talking about names realistic. And I have a dreams. I never said that on the channel, because it's never gonna happen. But if the club is like, we want to go out, we want to have the next big thing, young, you go to Dortmund and you say, here you go, 80 million, give us Jude Bellingham. That's because he is.
Is that what he's worth? Is he at 80 mil?
They will ask 80 mil next summer. They're not gonna sell this summer, by the way. They're losing Haaland. They're not gonna let Jude go.
Yeah.
But he is. Well, I use the word yeah, he is kind of special because he's very good. He's actually very talented. That's never gonna happen. One, he's English, so you will rather go Liverpool, Man U, or something like that, which is fine. You know, I get that.
Yeah.
Like Italian players too like to stay in Italy, like English players too like to stay in England. But Bellingham, yeah, if you can do that deal, I don't know what transfer market is gonna say.
It's at 82.5 at transfer market.
Okay, so yeah.
So yeah, you're pretty accurate.
Yeah, but also it's Dortmund. That's how they operate, you know. The chat is a bit glitching for me. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna okay. So I was not ignoring the chat. It was glitching. Robert is saying, I would like Bremer. Is he possible? I think he's committed to Inter, in my opinion. Going off all reports, I think he has chosen Inter. So I don't think it's possible. You never know. If they struggle to sell De Vrij and Juve are like, we'll raise you a bit money, Torino, and we'll raise your wage, and they tell Bremer, you're gonna play with De Ligt. Maybe he's like, okay, I don't need to move City. I'll do it. You never know. But for now, I think it's Inter. It's possible because it's not done. It's not really concrete, but at the moment, we're not really in that race. We're just basically call this agent and say, we're interested. Keep us in mind. That's it.
I almost think that we're just so much connected with Rudiger that everything else.
I don't believe he's coming, Rudiger.
I think no, that the is it the agent fee or the signing fee? Sorry, at 25 million. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's insane.
No, it's stupid. Like at that price, you can just invest that money somewhere else for somebody younger and not as stuck up.
I agree with that. On Holyphone is saying Molina. The rumor is 30 mil, and every morning that price comes up, and every morning I smile because I don't know who made up that price. I hope not Udinese, because that's actually weird. But it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of Molina. I know why the club is looking at Molina, why Allegri is looking at Molina, but I'm not a big fan of him. So yeah. Atletico are interested, but I don't know.
That's Nawel. How do you even say his first name? Nawel?
I don't know, because I don't know his first name. I'm not.
Yeah, not Nawel. I think it's like Noel, but
I probably will be Noel. What is his nationality? I actually don't know.
Argentinian.
Okay, he is. How old is he?
22.
Yeah, every time I watch him, it doesn't pop off my screen, you know, or like not pop off, like it doesn't catch my eye, you know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Like at that price already, no. Like at 30 mil. Are you kidding
he's
me?
rated at 11 here, and that's just recently. Like his value.
He's not worth 30 mil. They can ask 30 mil all they want, but hey. David, excuse me, I think David is asking, what about keeping Demiral and him not staying at Atalanta could be an option. They have an option.
We're not in the driver's seat. Yeah.
Yeah. If Atalanta say we need him, it's done. Unless Demiral said, I don't want to stay. Like, I actually don't want, then maybe Atalanta will say, okay, like, just go back then, or something like that. But they have an option, they will do that, activate that option, and even if Demiral wants to leave, they will sell for a bit more. So we don't have that in excuse me, in our hands. Udinese used to have good deals with us, but with Marotta, yeah, they skinned us. We paid their stadium, by the way. We paid their stadium. We actually did. Like, the amount of money we spent in that period for Udinese players back in the time, we funded that stadium, the Dacia Arena. That's what we did. But yeah. Did we cover everything? I think we did. And if not, Justin is going to record a video after this shortly. It will come out in a few hours. Some more news has come out. I just see him popping out on my screen, the articles. So I'll read that out. And I'll hand that over to Justin to include in the video. It's going to be Pogba Savage. We need to dress it up a bit better because it's getting not boring, but like we're just I think everybody's waiting on something more to drop, you know, or like something concrete, like Romeo saying, yeah, they're interested, you know, that type of news. But it's April.
Yeah,
it's early.
It's
early. We are just talking about this because we're not doing well this season. If we were fighting for the title, we would not be talking. Not even the media will be talking about transfer for us.
We would just be trashing the next team that we're going to play if we were winning that one.
Yeah.
But no, we're not there. And it's a week between games right now, so there's a lot of
that's also
filler.
an issue. Edgar saying, do you think you should attempt a stab at Joao Felix? He's not happy at Atletico. He has a contract until 26.
And he's super expensive.
Yeah, they pay 100 and plus for them. They want that money back.
Wasn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, they want their money back. So
he's valued at 77 currently. So even if you got him at 77, you're still...
Yeah, but...
I mean, it's still a lot.
It's not going to happen.
But you're not getting him for that.
You can stab all you want. Before we move on, really quickly, or like move on before we wrap it up, if you haven't joined, you can join the members club like Davide did for a long time. You get access to the Discord chat. You can come on the channel like Davide, like Malik, like Adam. That's it. Who came on? The other ones will come on soon. So you can come on. You can have badges along your name, new emojis, wallpapers, priority when we have giveaways. Like you have a bigger chance of winning it. And soon there will be some more things we have in the cooker. So if you want to join that, you can join that. It's fun. You support the channel.
When's the ally emoji coming out?
I'm working on that. I have a few options, but I don't know. I have a few options.
You should let the members decide which one.
I will do a poll. I will do a poll on YouTube. Or I will ask in the Discord. I had some ideas, but I made some, but they didn't look great. They didn't look like me, so I'm like, yeah, screw it. Start all over again. Justin saying I cannot make my emojis myself. Yeah, but I'm the graphic designer, so hey, it is what it is. Justin say I already made one. You can send them over. Can we get a dog daddy Davide emoji? Yeah, because I just figured out on Discord you can add your personal emojis, like 50.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So yeah, I just figured that out yesterday. So I'm gonna add something, but before I do that, we're working on something completely different for the channel in terms of how it will look for the transfer season and moving forward. So I'm very busy in doing that at the moment, but the emojis will come for sure. Justin saying, I will quit the channel if you do. You will not. We all know that.
He'll have nothing to live for if he quits the channel.
Yeah. I kind of agree. He will be yelling at his neighbor's chickens as he talks.
Oh, does he? I have chickens. Is he a chicken hater? I love those things.
He is a chicken hater.
Apparently, oh boy, we're gonna have some problems.
I think it was a chickens. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna change. That's it. The chicken photos are going on Twitter now. Dogs are done. The chickens are going up.
Yeah. I think it were chickens. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, like the video. It's only 19 likes. So if you are in the live and you haven't liked the video, like, subscribe to the channel, as always. Justin saying, hate the chicken corpse. Have to remove from my background. Yeah. Just build a fence. I don't know. Come on.
No, it's not his responsibility to build the fence. Oh, chicken. Oh, they're meat chickens then. Meat chickens are annoying. They're dumb.
Justin is telling me his dog kills chickens, but hey, whatever. But yeah, Justin's in the chat. After this, he will record soon. He will record a video that will drop in a few hours. Tomorrow, so no live today. Ryan saying it's 9 p.m. for him, I think, right? And sometimes I see him in the chat with the late night shows. I don't know how you do that, but hey. But yeah, daily will come. No live today. This was the live. But preview live tomorrow. Match day on Saturday, and maybe there will be a Sunday preview. Sunday live, maybe. Not sure about that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you everybody for watching the entire show, or to tune in. Thank you, Davide, for waking up and doing the show.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's good. I'm fresh. I'm not tired like last time where I looked like I was completely strung out. At least I'm fresh and ready to go today.
When was that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was Sunday. Yeah, where I was like done. I was done for life. I was pretty much falling asleep. But no, fresh, ready to go today. So.
And I have an issue with the stream. I cannot close it down. So I need to wait. I need to open up my other laptop. It's not closing down. I have no idea what's happening. Justin in the chat, you let me know, because you use this software. It's not showing end stream. And now you went on mute. What the hell is happening? Let me see. I will close it down with a different laptop. It's a mess. But yeah, okay guys, I'm gonna wrap it up now, hopefully. Let's see.
Control-Alt-Delete or whatever. You're on a Mac. How do you kill a Mac? You just throw it at the wall, don't you?
Yeah, you just burn it. It's not
you
good.
You ask what's his name, Dave Cook, what the Cook, whatever, Tim Cook. Yeah, you ask Tim Cook for permission to shut down your Apple product, and he'll probably be denied because he tells you how to use your product.
It does. Yeah, no, Justin, it should show at the bottom, but it doesn't for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna shut it down a different way. I will try. But thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you live tomorrow. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.